Assalamu alaikum. This is Btv Chattogram welcoming you to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Expatriate card expected to be launched this month with dual currency, online shopping, and other benefits. Awami League not linked with democracy, comments LGRD minister as cooperation of all stakeholders including media to make democracy sustainable emphasized. Government working to establish sustainable, dynamic, responsible and highly independent media, says Information and Broadcasting Minister. 16 killed and 32 injured in separate road accidents in Sylhet and Bogura. Price of green chili goes down while prices of onion, garlic, sugar and pulse fluctuate. Seven killed and several injured in shooting by a teenager in Thai capital Bangkok. And Bangladesh trailed by 73 runs against Australia 11 at stumps on day 2 of warm-up match in Darwin. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. The BNP government, led by Tariq Rahman, has been gradually implementing its electoral pledges since taking charge of running the country. As part of these initiatives, an expatriate card for Bangladeshi migrant workers living abroad is now being introduced. The card may be launched around the middle of this month. Card holders will receive various benefits, including access to airport lounges, as well as discounts on a range of services. They will also receive discounts on airfares and hotel stays. The current 2.5% remittance incentive for expatriate Bangladeshis will be increased to 3% for expatriate card holders. Initially, the government plans to issue the cards to 2 lakh expatriates by the end of this year. As a pilot initiative, 5,000 expatriate in several countries will receive the cards in the first phase. The card will also include BMET-related insurance and rehabilitation benefits, including financial compensation and social protection. Analysts say that the social protection services already being introduced by the government are having a positive impact on society, and the expatriate card could further enhance the recognition and importance of migrant workers both at home and abroad. However, they caution that steps must be taken to improve and prevent any irregularities in the distribution of the cards. The benefits offered through the expatriate card are expected to encourage a further increase in the flow of remittances through formal channels. The card could also help reduce the various forms of harassment that expatriate Bangladeshis have faced in the past. If the pilot program proves successful, the cards will gradually be distributed to Bangladeshis living in different countries through Bangladesh embassies and mission abroad. Although the media has no constitutional recognition as such, it is considered as the fourth pillar of the state. This unwritten principle is recognized worldwide, not only in Bangladesh. Therefore, the media must remain neutral, objective, and responsible. The government is working to ensure this, and the speakers made the remarks at a seminar organized by the Television Editors Council, TEC, at a hotel in the capital today. The organization held the seminar in the morning on the role of the media in sustainable sustainable democracy. The media had remained under control during a decade and a half long authoritarian state structure. The Television Editors Council, or TEC, was formed after the BNP government came to power. Local government minister and BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir was the chief guest at the event, while Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Chapon delivered the keynote address. In his speech as a chief guest, Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, "Democracy cannot be sustained and strengthened without sustained practice over a long period." He said the media has an indispensable role in ensuring the proper practice of democracy. Speaking as the keynote speaker, Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Chapon said a media ecosystem needs to be developed to support the growth of the media industry. He added that the government is working to establish a sustainable, dynamic, and responsible media sector that enjoys the highest possible degree of freedom. The seminar was chaired by the TEC Governor Dr. Abdul Hai Siddiqui. Among others, Dhaka University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. ABM Obaidul Islam, Principal Information Officer Syed Abdul Ahmed, and National Press Club President Hassan Hafiz addressed the seminar. The Election Commission is planning to make services easier and more technology-driven to reduce public inconvenience in correcting national identity cards and IDs and registering new voters. The Election Commission's senior secretary said there is no need for citizens to visit the Election Commission building unnecessarily to make inquiries or seek assistance after submitting an application for correction. According to him, every application is reviewed and processed through the prescribed procedure. The senior secretary also said the Commission plans to use modern technologies, including artificial intelligence, to speed up the application processing system. This would allow various information, including educational qualifications, to be verified automatically. However, he noted that some time may still be required for necessary checks to ensure the accuracy of the information. One of the major difficulties in NID correction is failure to match fingerprints. To address this issue, the Election Commission is considering introducing alternative biometric systems. If a person's identity cannot be verified through fingerprints, retina scanning may also be introduced in the future as an alternative means of identification. At the same time, initiatives are also being taken to make currently centralized services more user-friendly. The Commission is also working to simplify the new voter registration process. Instead of requiring unnecessary paperwork, it plans to expand registration-based preliminary on birth registration records, the NIDs of parents, and necessary educational information. The Election Commission believes that will not only reduce public inconvenience, but also significantly minimize discrepancy in personal information. 16 people were killed in separate road accidents across the country. A passenger bus lost control and crashed into an electric roll in the side of the Bogora-Nauga Regional Highway in the Irulia area early this morning. Several workers were standing nearby at that time. The bus ran over them, killing 7 workers. Of them, 3 were killed on the spot. At least 15 injured people were admitted to Shohid Ziaur Rahman Medical College Hospital in Bogora for treatment. Meanwhile, 8 people were killed and several others injured in a head-on collision between 2 buses in Silet's Osmani-Nogor today. The accident took place around 7 a.m. on the Dhaka-Silet Highway in the Kashikopon area in the Upazila. Green chili prices slightly declined in retail markets compared to last week. After reaching 400 taka per kilogram last week, green chilies are now selling for 250 taka to 300 taka per kilogram. Retailers and wholesalers said prices started to decline after supplies increased in local markets. They said the increase in supply helped bring down green chili prices. However, they added that bad weather, limited supplies of other products, and higher wholesale prices are preventing further price cuts at the retail level. Prices of eggplants and cucumbers also dropped slightly. Meanwhile, Consumers are still paying higher prices for eggs, some vegetables, and several grocery items. On the other hand, broiler chicken prices remained largely unchanged over the past week. Depending on the market, broiler chicken is selling for 170 taka to 190 taka per kilogram, while Sonali chicken is priced between 320 taka and 340 taka per kilogram. State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Mohammad Halaluddin called for not giving any more chances to dictatorship. He made this call at a discussion while titled Fascism, July Uprising and Today's Bangladesh, organized by the Chattogram Metropolitan Union of Journalisms at the July Uprising Memorial Hall of the Chattogram Press Club today. Chattogram Metropolitan Union of Journalists President Mohammad Shahnawaz presided over, while members of Parliament Irshad Ullah and Mohammad Abu Sufyan, CDA Chairman Engineer Belayat Hussain, Chattogram Washa Managing Director Engineer Selim Mohammad Jani Alum, Metropolitan BNP Member Secretary Nazimur Rahman, and Joint Governor M.A. Aziz, University of Chittagong Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Muhammad Al Furqan, Premier University Vice Chancellor Dr. Nosrul Qadir, District Bar Association President Advocate Tariq Ahmed, Press Club President Zohidul Karim Kochi, and among others, addressed this occasion. The speakers called upon to work together to build a democratic, accountable, and non-discriminatory Bangladesh, embracing the spirit of the July Uprising. Now, international news. At least 7 people have died in Thailand after a teenage boy allegedly shot his grandparents and some teachers. The suspected shooter, 14, is also dead. Authorities say one student who fled the school in Nothamburi on the outskirts of Thailand's capital, Bangkok, tells the media she saw a teacher get shot. Another, still in her school uniform, describes how she and some friends had to climb over the school fence to escape. This is the second school shooting in Thailand this year. Despite restrictions on ownership, people can acquire guns here with relative ease. U.S. President Donald Trump said the ongoing war with Iran will end very soon. At the same time, he acknowledged that the U.S. military is under pressure to supply some types of weapons. On Thursday, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that he believes the war will end very soon. He made this comment referring to Iran's capabilities. Earlier, a Reuters and Raater report on Tuesday said that the U.S. military has used up a large part of its global stockpile of high-precision, long-range missiles in the 5-month war with Iran. In response to a question about the weapons stockpile, Trump said that the U.S. has an almost unlimited supply of some types of sophisticated ammunition, but the stockpile is relatively small for some weapons. Trump also said that the U.S. defense industry is building new manufacturing plants. Among them are new facilities for manufacturing Patriot air defense missiles and Tomahawk cruise missiles. Now, sports news. Cricket. Teague Willie's masterful century-powered Cricket Australia 11 into a dominant position, leaving Bangladesh reeling at 19 for 2 and trailing by 73 runs at stumps on day 2 in Darwin. The 22-year-old two-time Sheffield Shield winner finished with 130 from 177 balls, including 16 fours at a strike rate of 73.44. Jake Doran also impressed with 76 from 102 deliveries, striking 10 boundaries, while captain Curtis Patterson raised his bat for a composed half-century, finishing with 53 from 91 balls. The Australians recovered superbly after a difficult finish to day one, when they closed at 51 for 2 following early dismissals for Test hopefuls Sam Kontas and Campbell Kellaway, who managed just one run between them. Cricket Australia 11 was eventually bowled out for 355, securing a 92-run first innings lead by and after dismissing Bangladesh for 263 on the back of Corey Rochicholio's